How do you know the difference between what you want and what you actually need? The difference between what you want and what you need is basically simple. The things you want are actually temporary. They are temporary things. Our desires, majority, 80% of our desires are actually temporary. But the things we need are the things that could take us in a lifetime. The things we need controls everything around us. Everything that is in the present and the future. The things we need takes care of the things now and times to come. But the things we want are things that can last just for a while and then it's all gone. These are things we desire now, and then in the near future, we tend to hate those things. We tend to have so much dislikes on those things. The difference between what you want now and what you need actually is wisdom. Wisdom stands in between what you want and what you need. I want to tell you a brief story. It's going to impart you with a whole lot of wisdom. You'll learn from it. A certain poor man living in a city was on a Thursday morning doing his normal routine exercise. While he was on his bicycle doing his exercise, riding through the city, a rich man who happens to be his next door neighbor drove past him and all of a sudden held on his brake. It was just a slight move that succeeded the poor man from running into the car of the rich man. And suddenly the rich man stepped out of the car and started shouting, ranting, asking the poor man to apologize to him for laying his hands on his car. The poor man, yes, had to protect himself from sustaining injury, from falling. So, and in doing that, he had to rest his hands on the rich man's car. The poor man asked the rich man, "Why do you want me to do this? You're the one at fault. You don't suddenly put the car to a stop the way you did just now. It wasn't supposed to be so. There are no signs that you are going to stop the car." The rich man ranted and asked the poor man to apologize. If not, he's going to call the police on him. And to cut the long story short, it came to a point whereby they had to rant about money, how rich and how poor they both are. So the poor man told the rich man that if your money, whatever you have at the moment, converted into currency, mine, what I have, will be taller than yours. The rich man laughed with all pride, believing in his heart that he is rich well enough compared to the poor man. Yes, the guy was poor. In his own sense, he is well-to-do. So the poor man made a pledge. If your money can be taller than mine, I will give you 80% of my entire wealth, of my entire assets. And right there, they started the whole process. The rich man called his lawyer, they made a conversion, went to the bank and all that, started bringing in money. The process started running, and at the end of 5 hours, the rich man's wealth was up to 500 floors. The rich man was just there, smiling, laughing. The poor man All he did was to bring out his cell phone, make some few calls, and then they brought in his own money. When the money came, it came in several bullion vans. They opened the vans, one after the other. And what came out from the vans? Coins. Coins. It's still currency, right? Yes, of course it is. And they started arranging. And after 8 hours of arrangement, the rich man couldn't believe his eyes. He was dumbfounded from the beginning. And after the whole process was done, the poor man's currency, the poor man's money, covered a whole 3,000 floors of a building. See the difference? Now, the shocking part of the story is not that the poor man's money was actually higher than that of the rich man. The rich man is over $500 million rich. And the poor man was just $1 million rich. With all the money the world's put together. $1 million rich. The rich man was over $500 million rich. The difference between the rich man and the poor man, do you know what it is? It wasn't the assets. It wasn't the different companies. It wasn't the cars, the houses. No. The difference between the poor man and the rich man was wisdom. Wisdom. Currencies come in different forms, or whether this or that, they are all currencies. And at the end of the day, the rich man's wealth was transferred to the poor man. The rich man's 80% wealth was transferred to the poor man. What am I trying to say here? Wisdom is profitable to all men. Wisdom is more precious than silver and gold. Wisdom is God. Wisdom is love. Wisdom is faith. Wisdom is healing. Wisdom is peace. Wisdom is prayers. Wisdom is about forgiveness. Wisdom is trust. Wisdom is strength. Wisdom is grace. Wisdom is hope. And all these things, you can always find them in wisdom. So if you want to have them, have wisdom. If you want to have love, have wisdom. If you want to have hope, have wisdom. Whatever thing you want in life, just have wisdom and you will possess these things. Every aspect of our lives, we need wisdom to go through. Every area, every moment of our lives, especially when we are faced with challenges, we need wisdom to make it. Wisdom guides you in every area. Wisdom showcases you in every area. Wisdom leads you in every area. Everything that man has done on earth is guided by wisdom. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm walking by wisdom. Everything we want to do, we are guided by wisdom. And there is no way you can live the life, live it to the fullest, the maximum joy that you've ever dreamt of, without you living the life filled with wisdom and understanding. Wisdom is the only thing that can guide you and gets you the fullness of joy. Wisdom in a common sense is the ability to judge two different situations and to follow the best course of action based on the knowledge and the understanding of some things that you need to know. When you have the knowledge and understanding of so many things in life, you will have that willpower to handle course of actions and then choose the right to follow. At every point of our lives, we are faced with decision making, and it is only wisdom that can get you the right decision. When you have a challenge, think about wisdom to get yourself through. When you are faced with so much difficulties, think about wisdom. There is something you have to note. Wisdom can be gathered. Wisdom can be learned or gained. Wisdom should be a must for every individual who wants to live a successful life.
Thank you for listening. Kindly search for more episodes of The Creative Minds of the Rich for your uplifting.